Hey there, guys and girlies, it's JD Man here on the S1000 XR today. Hasn't rained yet today I mean, every day this past week it's rained. Wanted to share my thoughts on the upcoming Harley lineup, their new bikes, the Naked, their Street Fighter, and their adventure bike. And there's one thing that I haven't heard anybody talking about on YouTube, and that in any videos. They're talking about, which they, in the ADV class, I mean, they better have their shit together, man. I mean, they can't expect to come in there with just some show upside down forks and a knob for the preload on the rear shock and expect to be able to charge that kind of money. Not whenever you got bikes like this and the GS and the KTM, their Super Adventures and Triumphs, Tigers, and everything. I mean, the Africa Twin, which that's more, that doesn't have the electronic suspension, but still, even the Tenere, you can get the Super Tenere, you can get electronic suspension on that, I believe. So they're not going to be able to charge that. A loaded GS is 25, 26. The Adventure, and hell, the same thing with the KTMs. They're 20, 25. And I don't know of any Harley that has that kind of suspension on it. Lean angle ABS, ride modes, 160 horsepower. The GS has got 125 with 92 foot-pound of torque. And maybe they bumped that up a little bit, I don't know, for 18 or whatever. But like my V-Rod, my 2016 V-Rod had 125 horsepower, and I think around 88 foot-pound of torque. So the GS had same horsepower, more torque than the V-Rod. So this new engine, it's got to have at least that, and if it's going to compete, because the GS is established, this bike here is going to have a heck of a lot more. I mean, like there's just so much, and the fueling, the big thing, the Harley better have their fueling figured out. That's all I got to say. Whenever you're holding a steady throttle, the bike shouldn't be jerking around and carrying on. Because they had it leaned out so much, because they don't know how to make a bike run right and pass emissions. Like I said before, put a little bit less money into t-shirts, more into R&D, and making the bikes run right. But anyway, I'm glad to see that they are doing this. I would love to own a Harley again, because damn it, I'm an American. And it just, for what you're paying and what you're getting, it doesn't add up. So, and I'm not into the lifestyle thing, and that's what I'm going to talk about here. So now, okay, with this Street Fighter and the adventure bike, okay, how many guys, BMW guys, KTM guys, Triumph guys, okay, have walked into a dealership, say they're on their bike, and walked into a Harley dealership at GAT, full gear, and have been mocked by Harley people, you know, the sales representatives, salespeople and such at the dealership. And you know I'm right. Made fun of, mocked, whatever. You know, they got to get away. They got to change the culture too of that. You know, because the guys that ride these bikes, okay, they don't dress like pirates, okay? And that you're going to have to change that mindset in those dealerships. You know, that's something Harley needs to do. You know, they need to start, because millennials are all about safety and safe spaces. You know, you've got to start to promote dressing for the ride, you know, for the slide. You know, not to put on a show. You know, guys not wearing any helmets, no gloves, t-shirts, you know, regular jeans. You know, you can be in gear, you can have riding jeans, okay, and a riding shirt that's reinforced and this, you know, that looks decent, and gloves, and a full face helmet, okay, because your chin's going to be the first thing that hits that bumper in front of you, or that pavement. You go out over the handlebars. And, you know, if you're going to made to feel like you're some kind of idiot because you, it's like, and I'm sorry, you wave to them, they don't wave back because you're not on a Harley. Even with my V-Rod, okay, guys on Harleys wouldn't wave, you know, to me because I was on that V-Rod. Because they didn't consider it a real Harley. Well, these bikes here, they're liquid cooled, finally, okay? That's a good thing. That's a step in the right direction. But, you know, I know it's not all of them. It's not everybody. You know, it's a total different mindset. Whenever I had to go, you know, so I got into motocross and I ordered a helmet and it didn't get here yet, a dirt helmet. So I had to go to my Harley dealer. That's the only bike dealer in town. And they sell Polaris, so they had some dirt helmets there for ATVs. And so I went in there and I'm standing there to check out, listening to the service manager talk to a fella, and they're talking about the riding season. Oh, well, we didn't get to start riding until June up here this year. I just had to laugh, thinking to myself, and it's like June. I rode my GS every month of the year, man. So, you know, they've got to, I don't know, train their people just like that. No, nothing. You know, just freaking t-shirt, no helmet, nothing. I mean, and that's their choice. But dang it, whenever someone like me, you know, if this is where they're going, and even with the Street Fighter, the same thing. Those guys, they aren't dressed. You know, it's a total different clientele. And if you want to make them feel welcome, you can't be mocking the way they dress for when they go on their ride. You know, you can't be mocking them, making fun of them for wearing, you know, full gear. Because when they're spending that kind of money that they're going to be charging, you know, to get them in the door, you want to feel comfortable. And I've been in Harley dealerships, PA, Virginia, and Florida. And I've seen that shit, and it pisses me off. You know, that's because if you're going to be ridiculed for the type of bike you ride, or how, you know, what gear you wear on the ride, then you're not going to want to spend any time in that place. You know, that's what I think they need to do. You know, they got to think about that. And the same thing with that Street Fighter, man. going to compete against Ducati, KTM, is 1290 Super Duke, S1000R, you know, the triples from Triumph. Ah, man, I mean, the Yamahas, the MT-09, the MT-10. I mean, there's some pretty wicked competition there, man. And then again, all kinds of riding modes. Traction control, ABS, suspension. You know, I mean, it's different different riding modes, everything. So, and big horsepower. So, I don't know. You know, I like the look of the bike, but like I said, that looks like an old Buell they used to sell. So they've got to do something about how they treat people that are in the dealership. You know, the BMW dealership I go to, you know, they know me by my voice when I call them, and you know, they make me feel at home when I'm there. And the same thing whenever I go to the Ducati and Triumph dealership. Hey, you want to ride a bike? You know, what do you know, just they'll come sit and talk to you. There's no judgment, nothing. You know, they don't look down on you. So tell me what you think. I'm sure this is going to inflame people, and I know it's not everybody. I know there are guys out there on Harleys that do dress properly, and you know, I don't know, man. I just they need to get away from that, because times have changed, you know, and I don't know what to say, you know, because those kind of people are dying off. You got to adapt. So, alrighty, everybody, I'm going to get off my soapbox here. So I just want to give you my 2 cents. Let me know what you think, and we'll catch you next time. So this is JD, man. Stay safe out there. Peace.